With the next parliamentary sitting coming up in less than 2 weeks, we asked nominated Member of Parliament Audrey Wong if she has submitted any questions to be addressed in the House.
I need to submit tonight, actually. I'm working on them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on them. Yeah.
Can you give us...
No, I'd rather not talk about it yet.
okay.
And,
but it will be arts related.
It will be, well, arts related, and arts and culture related.
While she's keeping mum about what she's hoping to raise, she did tell us about the issues close to her heart.
I've asked for feedback from a number of people in the arts, from people who are commentators on the arts or who are creative people themselves, and I'm getting a lot of very interesting feedback and suggestions for other areas to explore. And
can you give us an idea of what sort of areas in particular, though?
Well, one thing that seems to be thrown up is that people in the arts and in film actually feel that the public bodies that are supporting their particular art forms are becoming too much focused on the bottom line and on economic returns, and on bumps on seats, those kinds of measures, rather than on the quality of the work. And they are wondering if we could do a little more advocacy to remind them that there are other intrinsic qualities in art that should be supported and nurtured, and not just whatever sells tickets. I wouldn't say it's a bugbear, I would say it's a worry. Yeah, okay. Because and we do feel it as well, because it in terms of like arts funding, for instance, the Arts Council would give you only so much, and you have to find the rest yourself.
Through sponsors
and so on. But if you're making an entirely new work, or if you're a young artist, or if it's an experimental type of work, or if it's something like conceptual art, which not many people understand, it's almost impossible to get sponsorship for it. There are no places in Singapore that allow you to develop a work from start to finish, allow you to make mistakes, and then try again until you polish up this work to something that is of perhaps international quality. And in the long term, I think that this situation will compromise the quality of artistic work that Singapore artists produce.
But she acknowledges that it will be an uphill task to find a solution to the problem.
Is it safe to say then that would be one of the main causes that you'll be championing for in Parliament, like the growth and development of the arts? And
perhaps more like broadening the way that policymakers look at arts and going beyond the numbers. But as to how and what strategy I would use, I'm still trying to work that out, and discussing with the arts community.
Having your weekly meet the people session meetings in your...
it's more like emails, yeah.
Besides arts and culture in Singapore, Ms. Wong says other areas she hopes to raise in Parliament are those that deal with the youth.
I think for me it's more like quality of life issues as well, and issues to do with young people, with youth, that interest me, and also foreign migrant workers.
Foreign and
migrant workers, yeah.
In terms of like national integration, or?
National integration, as well as better treatment and better protection for foreign workers.
You mentioned issues with the youth. What sort of issues?
Just yesterday I was reading the papers about smoking, how smoking is on the rise among younger people. And I was kind of surprised because, with the price of cigarettes now, right, with the tax, and also the age restriction, you can't buy cigarettes if you're below 18, the regulations against indoor smoking, and campaigns and the scary pictures on the cigarette boxes, that doesn't seem to have worked. So I'm wondering, okay, what's going on here, and I'm wondering if is there maybe the Ministry of Health could think about other ways to address the issue, instead of just slapping down heavier fines and heavier punishments for those who sell cigarettes to underage smokers.
Okay, so that's an issue that's quite close to your heart. Like,
it will be issues like this, and perhaps also I don't know, any kind of abuse, any kind of abuse of any groups that don't really have a lot of power. I think I have a soft spot for people who are powerless and are being bullied.
Okay. There's a certain need or desire for you to try and help them, give them either a voice or...
Yeah, in some way, yeah.
Okay.
So it's more like as and when issues might come up.
But how far will she go to fight for a cause? And what does she think of the new batch of NMPs? That's coming up next on Point Blank.